So I've been getting a lot of alerts on my phone about brush fires happening in the region around me, in tri-state area, not too far. And they say we're still in a critical drought situation, even though it's March and we've had snow and rain, and it's just too early in the year to be seeing this many brush fires happening. Makes me wonder what this summer's going to be like with all these brush fires happening already. Just got an order of 683 photographs printed off of Google in. Try and do this one-handed here. Look at all those envelopes. All right, we're gonna go through. Beautiful spring day. I had to get out. Spring is definitely in the air. Enjoy this time of year. Nice warm days. No bugs, no mosquitoes. Even those black dare flies are not around biting. Beautiful time of year to get out. So I'm out checking on the wood frogs. People said that they have been hearing them and seeing them in the vernal pools. I'm going to head up to a vernal pool where I know they're usually at. The vernal pool that's on the side of me never usually has any frogs in it. I don't know what's going on with that pool, but I'm going to head up to the one that I usually hear the wood frogs at and see how they're coming along, because that's a sure sign of spring. Already seeing the robins. So yeah, I just had to get out of the house today. I just got through recording a podcast. It's been a while since I posted a podcast on my channel, and got through recording it. And then I noticed that about 3/4 of the way through, the camera was off. Or I should say the camera shut off, because the first 3/4 of it I did have video. The last quarter of it I had no screen at all. It was just a black screen. That camera finally died. It was a GoPro 7. I was using it as my desk cam, and as you know, it's been giving me a little trouble with being plugged into HDMI with going wide to linear mode. Well, today it powered itself off a couple times. I was able to restart it. Didn't think anything of it, and then it just totally died. It wasn't hot. It didn't overheat. Smelt burnt, but it wasn't hot, so I'm gonna have to hook up and make use of another camera. So yeah, I'm gonna edit that podcast, and about a second quarter of it, or the last quarter of it, is just gonna have a still graphic on it instead of seeing me, but oh well. Gonna enjoy today. What can I do? Technology gets old. It was a GoPro 7 my wife bought for me in 2018, so I got a good 7 years out of that camera, and that camera was used heavily. I took it on trips, took it hunting, out in the woods. I put it underwater. I've attached it on very long sticks to give fake drone shots, and yeah, it was a good little camera, but oh well, electronics don't last forever. That's why I love my old fully manual film cameras, but you can't shoot video on those. All right, well, we're going on a walk. Hopefully the camera picked that up. That's not wood frogs. Wood frogs make a different sound. Those are actually peep toads. You don't usually hear those till you start getting closer to summer. I wonder if that means we're going to have a short spring. Oh, and by the way, as I'm recording this, today is the first day of spring, but I wonder if that means we're going to have a shorter spring and summer-like temperature and weather's going to be here quicker. Probably shouldn't have worn this jacket, but it was a little cool when I got out of the car because I was higher up in elevation in the house, and the wind was just coming through. Well, we're almost at the vernal pool or a pond for the wood frogs. I can hear them from here. Hopefully they'll keep going once I get up there, because the one thing about wood frogs is if they feel any vibration in the ground at all, they all go silent. So it kind of means to protect themselves, but I hear them from here. I will say one thing. After the events of last year and not being able to actually get out much, I am out of shape. I am feeling it walking up this hill. Camera really does not do justice on this incline. It's probably a good quarter mile, maybe a little bit more of an incline going up, and you gain about 100 feet in elevation, but yeah, I'm really feeling it. Never used to feel it walking up this hill, but after last year and not being able to get out and do much or exercise much, I'm feeling it this year. I think I need to start going for more walks to get back in shape. So you can definitely hear the difference between a wood frog and the peep toads. What you're listening to right now are the peep toads. We haven't had that much rain or snow this year. As you can see, the pond is still very far down. Haven't got into those April showers yet either. So they do keep this low during spring and summer to expose the mud flats and encourage the wetland vegetation to grow. Provides nesting habitat and sure cover. So with the water usually being so high, never actually got down to see this in operation before. Looks like somebody removed the top cover. So if this is picking them up in this pond, you can actually hear both the peep toads and the wood frogs. Well, it looks like we went back to winter. I had already put all my winter coats away. I had to dig out my hat. The only one I could find was my hunting hat because I had everything all packed away. But here it is, mid-April. High today is only going to be 35 and we have snow flurries. I think I need to dig out my winter clothes because opening day fishing season on Saturday, temperature is going to be looking about the same in the 40s and such. So with the luck I've been having lately with GoPros, my GoPro Hero 7 died totally, will not even turn back on. If it does turn back on, it doesn't stay powered up and just totally shuts itself off. And my GoPro Hero 11, if I connect it to external power, in other words, the Voltagrip or any battery pack at all that's external, it freezes up. So I can't use that as a vlogging camera anymore with an external battery. I have to use internal battery. So I'm trying a new brand. We're going to see how this actually works out. Now, I will be honest, the last time I tried a 360 camera was probably back in 2017. I got it for free when I bought a Samsung phone. It was the Samsung 360 camera that looked like the white egg. I did not have good luck with that camera at all. I don't know what it was with that model, but everybody said the same thing. When you first get it, you got to smack it as hard as you can on the bottom to get the battery to seat properly, even though it had an internal battery that you could not remove. Apparently, the camera was made with a defective connection or something, so I had to smack the bottom of it to get it to power on. And then the footage on it wasn't all that great. I mean, 360 cameras back then, they were hard to edit. Even if you did get them edited properly and you rendered them, they still didn't upload to YouTube properly. So cameras come a long way, and I've heard many good things about the Insta 360. I decided to go with the X4. I was going to go with the X3 because it was a little bit cheaper, which was a 5K version, but I decided to go with the X4, which is the 8K. And the reason behind that is when I was at Best Buy, the rep there had gotten everything together that I needed, but the batteries and the charger that he gave me were for the X4. There was a change in the batteries between the X3 and the X4, and he gave me batteries for the X4, but gave me the X3 camera. So I ended up having to say, no, if you don't have the batteries in stock for the X3, then I want the X4, which is 8K. So we're going to see if my iPad can handle 8K footage. Now, unfortunately, I'm still going to have to export in 4K because my editing software only does 4K, and also YouTube at this point only really allows 4K. So we're going to see how this camera works out. And I always wanted a 360 camera again because a lot of times when I'm like out fishing or whatever, and I have my GoPro just like sitting on a tripod and something happens, I always got to go over and make sure pointed correctly, that I got the right composition, and then hit record, which means I might miss something, especially when I'm fishing, to go over and hit record or to actually reposition it. Where I go stand, sometimes when you're reeling in a fish, you're moving all over the place, so you get out of frame, you get back in frame. So I'm hoping this is really going to help improve my fishing footage. And also, I've got some other plans for this camera, especially when I'm doing my photography up in the mountains and driving around. Now, I still have the dash cam, which is inside the vehicle, so that makes it a little bit safer, but I'm interested to see what I can get 360 footage also. They say guys don't read manuals. Considering the size of this and the size print, even with my glasses, I don't think I'll be reading this manual. YouTube, here I come. $150 later, I am all set for the year, hunting and fishing. Except for turkey. Don't know if we're going to do turkey this year. I haven't been seeing any. All right, 3 dozen worms secured for tomorrow. Let the trout fishing begin. Well, it's opening day trout season. I don't go out for the opening 6 o'clock bell anymore. At 56 years old, I just don't want to deal with all the crowds, but this is crazy. We have gotten snow and rain overnight. So there's slush on the ground, probably about an inch. Now, we got sleet and freezing rain and ice coming down. Even the roads are not looking good. It's April 12th, and let me show you the roads. They're ice. I don't know how well that's picking that up. That is all ice on the road. I'm going to see if I can pick up the sound of the ice hitting the windows right now. This is crazy. I mean, up here in Rhode Island, I fished opening day in all sorts of weather. Sunny, 70 degrees, rain, snow, thunderstorms, hail, sleet. But this is turning into an ice storm, and I'm going to sit here, contemplate while I drink my coffee, because I'm gonna wait for the weather to warm up a little bit because right now going out in an ice storm is just gonna be a little bit too dangerous to try to drive on these roads.
Now pushing further off to the north, but take a look. This is very impressive, especially for mid-April. Out towards the Mass Pike, we're seeing very heavy snow falling right now. We've seen traffic very slow as well. We're talking about 146 north, 395 north. You head north of that Rhode Island state line and travel is very slow.
Well, I also just checked my town's local Facebook page. It's not an official page, it's just a page run by someone that they post a lot about the town on, and people are reporting that the roads are terrible this morning. A couple places, cars off the road, people struggling to get up hills. I'm gonna give it a bit because it's already above freezing. It's supposed to warm up and this ice is supposed to calm down within the next like hour or so. As far as the precipitation goes, it's supposed to be getting less and less of a chance. And so I'm looking out the window now. Even the wind is picking up. I can see the trees moving. Okay, no, this is not Alaska, people, but at least it's going to be nice and warm. Got my rain pants on. Also got my rain jacket in the car. It's 33 degrees, feels like 25. It's all slush, so no more ice. And it's still misting right now, so hopefully the crowd will be gone and I stay dry enough to maybe catch some fish. So my mom and stepfather, who live downstairs, both looked at me and said I am crazy for heading out in this. But we'll see. We'll see if any trout are biting and if the early bird crowd has left already. The roads are looking a little bit better than what they were looking like early this morning when I got up. Here we go. Still looking pretty packed, but not as packed as what I thought it was going to be. Looks like a lot of the early birds left already. Oh, nice. Somebody slept out in a Sprinter van. And more people leaving. The pond's not as full as what it looked like. nothing yet this morning. Spent about 4 or so hours at that first spot, and it was raining, it was snowing, there was absolutely nothing biting. So I was soaking wet, so I'm nice and warm in the truck now. And I'm gonna head over to another spot that I usually go to see if there's gonna be anything biting at all. Not too many people were catching this morning. People that were there maybe got one. A lot of people walked away with nothing. So I'm gonna try the second spot for the afternoon. Still snowy, rainy, cold. Heading out for day 2 of trout fishing. Today is a beautiful spring day compared to the first day. Still a little bit chilly. It's only about 40 degrees right now, but it's going to be getting up about 65. So I'll be losing this hat and this outer jacket a little bit later. Let's hope the fish are biting a little bit better today. Pretty slow opening weekend, only caught the one, but season is just beginning. Hopefully no more snow, and we start having the nice almost 70 degrees that we had today. Hey, why not? Let's add a thunderstorm into the mix just to round out this weekend.